In January 1963, Californians were told they had reason to celebrate. By the slim margin of 31,000, the state had become the most populous in the country, finally edging out New York. Governor Pat Brown proclaimed an official day of observance, and the State Chamber of Commerce urged every Californian to mark the occasion by blowing his horn, tooting his whistle, ringing his bells and shooting the village cannon, according to the Los Angeles Times. As much as history was made then, the announcement Friday, that the state's population has declined for the first time in its history, is equally historic. California lost 182,083 people in 2020, though it remains the most populous state, with just under 39.5 million residents. The state will lose a congressional seat for the first time, based on slower growth reflected in the 2020 census. State Department of Finance officials attributed the one-year loss on a declining birth rate, reductions in immigration and an increase in deaths because of the coronavirus, which killed 51,000 people last year. They also said that as pandemic-related deaths decline, and federal immigration policy changes, California is expected return to growth in 2021. But for some, explanations were not enough. John Cox, a Republican who has declared himself a recall candidate for governor, used the occasion to denounce Governor Gavin Newsom and other state officials for the decline. "They are driving thousands of families from California," Cox tweeted. But beyond blame and pronouncements lies a more fundamental question: has the Golden State lost its luster? "California has been a magical landscape for the rest of the world," said Dana Gioia, former poet laureate for the state. But it wasn't just about Hollywood or the quick fortunes that could be made here. It was about the dream of a good life for the ordinary person. That dream didn't require being rich. It just required being engaged. Gioia recalls growing up in Hawthorne in the 1960s among immigrant families who felt fortunate not just to be in the United States but in Los Angeles. "California represented the dream of the common man and woman," he said. "Now it's changed. Now it is a place that represents the dream of the elite and the affluent, and that's an enormous loss for the state." In a recent report, the Public Policy Institute of California echoed those sentiments, detailing the California exodus and its power to reshape the state. A major force in California's falling population has been people leaving for other states, according to Hans Johnson, a senior fellow at the institute. In the last decade, about 6.1 million people left California for other states, and 4.9 million moved to California from elsewhere in the nation. The forces pushing people out of the state are changing who comes to the state.